Welcome. First of all, welcome. Thank you for listening and watching Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony. On today's episode, it will be part 2 of my interview with Miss Marilyn Notmonroe. We're going to continue on with her leaving the porn industry, her living life, and then her re-entering the sex work industry and everything in between. But first things first. You love working with animals, obviously. You were a cocktail waitress, but then you switched jobs once COVID hit. You got 2 dogs, 2 cats, but you also is it gardening or?
My grandma's teaching me gardening. I wish I myself could keep a plant alive. I mean, on my own, I haven't tried it yet. I've tried a few times, but we're gonna try it again now. I just haven't made it. I haven't gotten to that step yet in life. I don't know if I'm ready for that commitment just yet. My boyfriend got me some cactuses, and I'm doing a decent job at keeping those alive right now.
Because cactuses, I kill plants all the time too, but I can keep a cactus alive. That's easy. All you gotta do is water it every now and then.
I have cats though.
Yeah. This is true. Yeah. This is very, very true.
Yes, cats like to eat plants. But yes, I do garden with my grandma.
Okay. What are some other things that you enjoy in life?
Oh, the gym. The gym is like everything to me.
Sorry about that.
That was my alarm. Sorry.
So the gym is everything to you. What got you into fitness?
Well, I always wanted to get into fitness, but I had a lot of stuff going on. And I would start to, and then I would, like a lot of people, it's you start a hobby for a little bit, and then you're like, whatever, and you stop. But pretty much once I found out that I had PCOS, I had to stay fit. I had to get under a certain weight to make my symptoms go away. So my diet, my exercise, all that kind of stuff. So even though I wasn't actively always in the gym, I still would go at least stupid little shit. If it's Pilates class, yoga, whatever, I would try to at least hit 2 to 3 things a week just to keep myself physically active, other than
stay active.
Working. Yeah. But I didn't know anything about it. I'd have to go somewhere and but I looked like I did, so that was cool because I have pretty muscular body, so it looked like I knew what the hell I was doing.
Hey, look, as somebody who is in the fitness industry, and as somebody who all the time, I have people say, Bruce, you look great. And I'm like, no, y'all don't see me with my shirt off. There's some things that I can improve here. We're our harshest critic. The fact that you are so body positive and that you don't have that dysmorphia where you're working out and you look great, but you still find these little things nah, I don't look that great. The first thing that hold on. The first thing that the reason why I said this, the first thing that you said was, I look good. That's the first thing that you said.
Definitely.
Most people will say, if somebody says to you, hey, you look good, you're not going to say, well, I got this to fix, this to fix, this to fix. That's what I'm talking about. It doesn't seem like you had that complex. So that's a healthy mindset to have. It seems like with all the things that you've done in your life, getting out of that toxic relationship, finding out what was wrong with you physically, loving animals because animals give us such joy, and working out has really made you this. The glow up is for real.
And it's a glow up. I mean, it took a lot to get here, but it's got its issues. But no, it's and working out. Now I know what I'm doing when I work out, by the way, because
yeah, I seen your videos before. I'm like, okay, all right, I see what you're doing. All right,
it's you'll see a link on there soon. I signed up to do my personal training certification, so this is something that now it is my hobby. I enjoy it, and I want to help other women with PCOS. But I'm still figuring out my damn self. That's the thing. I don't even know what worked for me 2 years ago. It's not really working now, but it's okay. So.
What I will say, and this is what I tell people all the time, that fitness, and especially when you become a personal trainer, it's a science, right? But it's not a easy equation where you could just plug and play. It's an ever evolving thing. So everybody's body changes, and you can write a program, but you have to adjust that program. And what will work for one person won't necessarily work for another person. I get agitated. I'm not about to get on my soapbox, but I have to say this. I get agitated when I go on Instagram and I see these fitness influencers. I put that in quotation marks for those in the audio podcast that come up with these workouts,
For
right?
everybody.
And they say for everybody. And it's like that one, what is the goal of this workout? How does that fit into an overall program? Does that fit with whatever person that's going to be using this particular workout? Yeah, it may make them tired, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to get them results. So that's what you when you say what worked for you 2 years ago doesn't work for you now. That's the constant evolution of the body, and you'll figure it out. I have to change up my workout every 6 weeks because my body gets used to it. Even with progressive overload, my body gets used to it, and I've got to change it. Right now, I'm in my bulk phase, but I'm about to hit into my cut phase. And they're two dramatically different things. The way I eat, the exercises I do, completely different. So you'll figure it out. But I love the fact that you had this thirst for knowledge and that you're like, I'm gonna go get my certification. And I know you're gonna go get it because you're already taking care of dogs. You went to culinary school. You Marilyn three jobs. That's your new nickname. It's not Marilyn Notmonroe. It's Marilyn three jobs. So you out there hustling.
I try. I mean, yeah, I try. But the main reason of the personal training certification, honestly, it's because I started paying a personal trainer and everything. But I went to the doctor and they told me that, like, I had early onset arthritis in my left knee. I may have fallen off a pole at once upon a time, and I never went to the doctor. As most young people do, you hurt
Mhm,
yourself and you don't think about it twice. And so it's like, yeah, I was doing this workouts and everything, but it's like I feel like I just had it was geared more to, like, I don't know, not towards me. Like, I need to take
mhm,
my time for my body because I was just finding issues, and I was having a lot of health issues this past year, and it turned out that it was gut issues, but I didn't know, and so like I needed
mhm,
to take back and like reassess and like learn things for myself. And so I'm like, okay, I'm paying someone. I'm like, or I can just take $1,000 and pay and learn it myself for me and figure out what the hell works for me, which is like what I'm doing now. And
mhm,
then I can use this as a safe for work link and use what's going on in my own life to help other women, because like I know that like I'm not the only person that's having all these issues. Like there's just
right.
no way. And so it's like I can use all of this to help other women.
I love it. I love it. This is a weird transition. There's no easy way for me to transition back to this. It's just no easy way for me to do it. So let's get into it. So during COVID, uh, when did I? So I
I,
reached out to you a year ago. So that was 2022. I
yes.
probably found you. You probably popped up on my Instagram feed in probably 2022 or 2021. At that time, you weren't doing any sex work that I know of,
No.
but you gradually got back into it where you weren't stripping or anything like that. No, because it was COVID. Everything was closed.
No, I was bartending. That's when I started
Right.
bartending at a pool hall. And
Right. That's what I remember. Yes.
yeah.
So when did you start to get, because you didn't go, I don't know for sure or not if you went back to dancing, but you did go back into sex work, and it started with, it wasn't OnlyFans, but it was something similar to social media kind of
Yes,
promotion.
like lifetime snaps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what made you transition back into that?
Well, so I was like running a bar, and bartending, and I mean, again, making like good. It was honestly, it was crazy. It was crazy time. Like COVID, it was nuts. I think that was like my mental breakdown or like my midlife crisis right there or something.
Okay.
Because I never wanted to go back into like the nightlife like that. Like I enjoyed my normal shit. Like, like this
Right.
is dealing with like a whole different caliber of people. Honestly, it was worse than the strip club. Like, like
Mm.
Friday and Saturday nights. It used to get pretty crazy there. But so I was working there, and I met somebody I became friends with a girl who also did that kind of stuff, and she put me onto Snapchat, and it's like just like extra side money. But it was hard to stay consistent with it because I was also running a bar, and
Right.
like even your days off, like you were there, like there was always some kind of issue. I mean, you're talking about a place where people just do what the hell ever, like,
Hmm.
and you're
Yeah.
managing a bunch of girls that are 20, 21, and it's like me, I try to like mother people and be like, no, what are you doing? Like, you're stupid. Like, no, like, don't be dumb.
Right.
And it was just, I like pretty much interjected myself so hardcore into that bar.
Hmm.
To fill whatever the hell void was going on in my own life. And yeah, so I didn't really do Snapchat for too long, but then there was a shooting and I quit the bar. Uh,
That'll do it.
yeah, well, yeah, it's just they didn't listen to me, and I knew the crowd was getting rougher and rougher, and we didn't have security. So it was like for me, it was just there was too many different other incidences, and like that was the last one. Like I was like, nope, nope,
Hmm.
nope, nope. Like I'm not
Yeah.
dying. Like that's the thing. I was like, my life is not worth this. Like to make money for somebody else or to make $400 on a Friday night, like cash, like fuck that. Like my life is
Yeah.
worth so much more. And so I got back into the Snapchat thing and then started OnlyFans because I'm like, okay, I'm not dumb anymore. Like I went through
Hmm.
that whole young and dumb phase, but I've always said like if I knew what I knew, if I know now what I knew then, like I could do better.
Hmm.
And this time there was no crappy boyfriend or like anybody to take advantage of me. Like everything's on my own damn terms. So I decided to start OnlyFans this time last year and to and I also went back to working at the place that I worked originally. So like I went back because I had a good rapport with them, and
Hmm.
back to cocktail serving, and I was supposed to bartend, but I started OnlyFans, so I really just never worked like one day a week.
Right. And we're out of COVID at this point. So
But
out of
still
COVID.
in, like that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
There's still some places that still have those like limitations. So like
Hmm.
waitressing is not the same that it used to be, or like a lot of restaurants it's not the same. Like the bars are, but a lot of people order in now. Like it's just not the same.
Yeah.
Family restaurants or like the cocktail serving. Like it wasn't, or maybe it was good. I don't know, but I think that then I started realizing like the stuff that I was doing, and I'm like, this is not worth the wear and tear on my body.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no.
Yeah. Late nights, hard sleeping.
And getting talked to
Uh,
like you're not shit. Like
hmm.
I went back and I remember like my manager, and I was no longer the manager myself. I was no longer in charge, and like my radiator died or something. Like some shit happened, or my alternator went out. I don't know. And like I actually like called, and instead of calling out, I was like, "Hey, I'm coming in, but I'm coming in late." Or whatever, I'll be there. And I get there and he yelled at me for being late. And I was like, excuse me? I'm like, I could have called out because anybody in their right mind would have called out. And he's like, well, you
Right.
could have taken an Uber. And I'm like, no, the hell I couldn't have. I'm like, I live like way too, like, what, who, just who the fuck are you? You're not my dad. And that's what I was like, I'm done working for people because, and if you look around, most people are miserable. And I was like, they're just all
Mm-hmm.
miserable. Like, I don't want to be you. I used to want to do this shit. I'm like, I don't because I was miserable managing a bar. And I'm like, and that's all
Hmm.
there is in this shit. It's just you're working for other people to make them money. You're putting these horrible hours like in, and for what? You're missing holidays. You miss everything with your family.
Yeah, this is true.
My poor animals, I have all these animals at home because I can't be around them.
That's the reason why they got all the little friends. They,
I
they got
know,
their
but like,
own little
no, because
groups.
I was like, I need to get another one. I was literally about to get a big dog. I'm like, dude. And I
You about to
probably,
get another? You were about to get another dog, so it was going to be 3 dogs and 2 cats, which would have meant that you would have had to get another cat.
I know, I know.
All
Ugh.
right, so you start with the OnlyFans. I've heard different experiences with OnlyFans. What has been your experience with OnlyFans? And we don't have to get into raw numbers. You don't have to tell me numbers, but just like OnlyFans cut and how was it for you finance? Was it worth it? Was it not worth it? Was it better to do your own private thing, which was Snap, or was it better to go through a platform?
Well, no, I mean, honestly, Snap, like, that was very short lived, and, like, I don't even fuck around with that shit, really. Uh,
Mhm.
so for me, OnlyFans has been amazing. Like I said, it really allowed me to become who I am. Like,
Okay.
there is no doubt about that. Like, and people, like, it's weird because a lot of people that like know that I from like where I live that know what I'm doing now and like it's like, oh, I can't believe she's doing that. I'm like, dude, I am literally the happiest I've ever fucking been. And I mean, I have my moments, but this last year, a lot of shit happened. And if I was working a regular job, I probably would be in like, I probably would not be okay mentally at all, because it's like
Mm-hmm.
doing this allowed me to figure shit out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
mentally, physically, with my body. Like, I wasn't gonna be able to bartend having like knee issues and like just like everything. My body was inflamed like really bad to where like my bones like felt like they were breaking a lot. I had a lot of stomach
Oh
issues.
wow.
Like, working for other people, I wouldn't be able to do that. But working for myself with OnlyFans, I was able to like figure out what's going on with me. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and if you put work into it, you're gonna get it out. Like, you can't just assume like, hey, I'm hot, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna sign up for OnlyFans and I'm gonna make money. Like, no, you gotta be on different sites. You gotta figure it out. You gotta promote yourself. You gotta get people interested in you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really all it's been, is just like figuring out what works for me. And I mean, I've had so many pages cut out, like where I can't promote myself anymore and I have to start over again. But I'm figuring it out as I go, and I'm making, like, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable enough to not do anything else and to fully focus on this.
So you are 100% OnlyFans right now.
Yes, OnlyFans and camming. So I have now figured out like a different avenue that I am just like, whoo. I'm like, this. Why did I not know this existed? It's so great. Camming is freaking awesome. It's almost like I'm at a bar, but I get to be mean to men. See, there's the Frenchness right there. Fucking
Mm-hmm.
words. Um,
It's okay. That's all right.
I,
I'm not even from anywhere but here, and I fuck up words all the time. We good.
but I get to be mean to men online, and
So that's a dream come true. What?
dude, it's amazing. And it's like I'm making money, like, like a night shift. Like, I pull this, like, go to bed at like 2 a.m. or whatever, but it's like the same shit. I'm making the same amount, sometimes more, you never know. But like, to be mean to men, like, I didn't know there was an avenue like this, like femdom, cucking, like cuckold, like, holy shit, like, it's crazy and I love it. And I'm like, this is where it's at. Like, I'm going into like, now I'm really interested in doming, and so I'm slowly like trying to brand myself into that, because this last year has been about figuring out who I am in this world, because there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Like, I lived, even though I had a younger life in the adult industry, like, I didn't know who I was, and I'm learning who I am sexually and what I like and what I enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
and the things that I like doing. Like, just because I love having sex like any human and this is my job, it doesn't mean like, like what I'm enjoying, like, I'm really enjoying dominatrix stuff. Like, I mean, I'm having the time of my life. Like, these men, like, I say something like, yes, mistress, and I'm like, oh, this is gold.
What is it? I personally love strong women, but don't want to be dominated. So I'm trying to. Obviously I can't relate to it, but what do you think it is for that man emotionally to want to be
So
dominated?
I've noticed that like some of these men, they're probably like, they pull on the stronger men in their own lives. So like when they take when they have their time off or whatever, they just want to be dominated by a woman. I mean, different people, different walks of life. I
Right.
really enjoy it, and I'm becoming good at it. Like, I mean, yeah, it's like one of those.
I'm laughing because you're just like, I love being mean and bossing men around, and I'm getting paid for it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that there was an avenue for this. Like, are you kidding me? I've been allowing, like, I'm like, dude, I'm like, I dated these people. Like, I could, what? Maybe it's all the pent up anger. I don't know, but I mean, I'm
Maybe
having fun.
you're having fun.
I'm enjoying it, and it's a different avenue. But it's like, I think that it's cool, and it's like stuff that people don't like or they think is taboo. But I mean, if at the end of the day, I'm helping someone release whatever they have, it's like,
Right.
and anything that I do online or whatever, like, a lot of the people that subscribe to me, they're not going to be around for a long time, and that's why it's like it's a constant. Like, you have to always be putting yourself out there,
Mm-hmm.
because for the most part, people get interested. They're going to come. They're going to check it out, and then they're going to go. Like, they have lives. They get in a relationship, whatever the hell it is. But you're there for a moment, and sometimes you help people. Like, I try to be as nice as I can to people for the most part. I mean, unless they want me to be mean to them, and
You paying me to be mean or nice?
yeah, but it's almost like bartending, and that was the part of bartending that I liked, is like getting a glimpse into people's lives, even if it's like for a short amount of time or a long time, and it's like So you have some people that, they've been around for the long haul. Like, they check in on me, they buy stuff every month, and they go about their lives. But it's nice, and it's something that people need. As bad as sex is, it's still great, and it's a release. And not even that. Like, some people, it's really therapy. Like, I've talked to people, like, they just want to talk, and I'm like, okay, and I've gotten paid to talk.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Great.
That's really cool. That's really cool that you really love people.
I think I like animals more.
I mean, who doesn't love animals
Yeah.
more? I mean, because animals actually are the only thing that give us unconditional love if it's your pet. But you, like, when you're doing these things, when you're bartending, you went to culinary school, so you wanted to cook for people, you want to help people with the PCOS. Like, you, in every instance that you're describing to me, you like your interactions with people.
I mean,
Maybe not toxic boyfriends, but
I
people.
do like my interactions with people, but I am wary of people. Like, I don't have a huge circle or anything like that. I think it's just that I've always been like, my jobs have always been to be around people or whatever. I guess, like,
Hmm.
to be anything it is. Like, I like that. I like to talk, and I think that you can find out about stuff. Like, people aren't always meant to be in someone's life forever, but it's like, for
Right.
that moment, if I can help somebody, I'm so about that. Like, to me, I've experienced a lot. I've done a lot of shit, and if I can help somebody with it, that's cool, because why the hell else did I go through this? It's
Right.
not to be able to help somebody else.
That's dope. Hey there, podcast listeners. It's Bruce Anthony here, and welcome to another episode of Unsolicited Perspectives. Today, I want to talk to you about something that's been on my mind lately: the importance of staying hydrated and taking care of ourselves. Whether it's prioritizing our health and wellness, or gearing up for festival seasons, or just gearing up for whatever season or time of year, there's one brand that's been my go-to for all things hydration: Liquid IV. Speaking of health and wellness, let's dive into how Liquid IV can fuel your well-being. Imagine starting your day off right, feeling refreshed and energized. Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier is the missing piece in your daily routine. With just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water alone. It's perfect for those early mornings, pre-workout boosts, moments when you're just feeling run down, or even after a late night or long flights. I absolutely love how convenient Liquid IV is. The packaging makes it easy to bring with me wherever I go. And let me tell you, it's become a vital daily part of my routine. The flavors, let me tell you something, they're incredible. From refreshing sea berry and strawberry lemonade to classics like lemon lime and watermelon, there's a flavor for every preference. It's like a burst of hydration with a hint of deliciousness. Picture this: one stick of Liquid IV mixed in 16 ounces of water, hydrating you 2 times faster and more efficient than water alone. And with 12 mouth-watering flavors, you'll never get bored with your hydration routine. Plus, Liquid IV is packed with 5 essential vitamins: B3, B5, B6, B12, and of course, vitamin C. It's also made with premium ingredients, non-GMO, free of gluten, dairy, and soy. This is hydration at its finest. But it doesn't stop there. Liquid IV believes that access to clean and abundant water is the foundation of a healthier world. That's why they partner with leading organizations, finding innovative solutions to help communities protect both their water and their futures. It's incredible to know that Liquid IV has already donated over 39 million servings in 50 plus countries around the world. They truly walk the talk. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code UNSOLICITED at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code UNSOLICITED at liquidiv.com. Remember, folks, taking care of ourselves should always be a priority. So why wait? Head over to liquidiv.com, pick your favorite flavors, and experience hydration like never before. Stay refreshed, stay hydrated, and keep rocking those unsolicited perspectives. All right, so you're doing OnlyFans, you're doing Cam. Okay, this is a funny story. So, of course, I follow you on Twitter. Twitter is a little bit different than Instagram.
Oh yeah, Twitter.
So,
I'm loving Twitter. Like, Twitter, like, I've busted my ass to get my Twitter to where it's at.
Or let's correct ourselves. X now, not Twitter. X.
I call it Twitter X. If you see, I'll be like, "Good morning, Twitter X."
But I was in the gym one day. I was working out, and as I normally do, because I'm always looking for content. I'll go on Twitter, and because there's newspaper articles, I follow a lot of newspaper organizations, and I follow you as well. And the reason why I know that you got back into doing scenes was because I was in the gym, and you popped up, and I'm like, oh, it was a scene that was just on my phone in front of everybody. So I'm slightly embarrassed. So I still follow you. I had to mute you because in public
I know.
it,
I
it
get.
popped
I
it
get
popped
it.
it popped up. But so that's how I found out that you were doing scenes. So how did you transition from OnlyFans Cam, where you're a dominatrix, uh, to doing scenes?
Well, no, camming is more new actually. Camming is like what I'm
Okay.
getting into now. But I started OnlyFans, figuring stuff out. So a lot of solo work, and um, I never thought that I would do more than solo work, but I was kind of becoming like the old cat lady. I felt
What do you mean?
like so like I was done with like I'm like I didn't want to date. Like men suck. Every guy that I met that's like around my age that's single, like they were just shit. Like the caliber of men, and so I was like pretty much just like sitting around, always making content for my OnlyFans, like solo content, but I'm not dating. I'm not doing anything. I'm like, dude, I need to get laid, and so I'm like, and my fans started wanting to see, like,
Uh-huh.
me getting laid as well. And so
Hmm.
I was like, okay. And that's when I started getting active on Twitter, and I started following people. And then I decided to do my first boy girl collab. And I was like, okay, I'm like, I might as well, if I'm going to be single in doing this, like, I might as well just get back into, like, go full fledged and just,
Hmm.
make boy girl content, just make content all the way around.
Hmm.
And then this company, like, I wanted to get into mainstream again. So I was like, I might as well get into mainstream. I'm the hottest I'm ever going to be. Like, I've glowed the hell up. Like, I might as well
Right.
be this bad bitch. Like, most porn star. Oh, sorry.
That's
most
what? That's okay. Don't even worry about it.
most of them start in their like like a lot of the big ones like start in their 30s. Like a lot of them. So I was like,
Hmm.
okay, cool. I might as well just go full fledged into this and just be the baddest bitch I can be. And
Hmm.
I tried to get with some agents. It was hard because I have tattoos. It wasn't even my age, just like tattoos. Like because luckily enough,
They have a problem with tattoos
well, it's just a
in
lot
the
of the
porn
companies like
industry.
want a pure innocent.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also I think it's about just like meeting the right people. I mean, there's a lot of like politics in it, from what I'm learning. But getting Twitter's where all the content creator and the porn stuff's at, the porn drama, like it's all on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, you won't see it like on Instagram or TikTok. That's like the safer work stuff, but Twitter's
Uh-huh.
where it's at. So I started following people, and I got reached out by a production company, and I went and shot with them, and that was kind of like my little break, and then
Okay.
so that was cool. And I've done 3 shoots, like paid shoots, since I've been back, and that was like all since May.
Hmm.
Because I started doing that in May, like where I was, or yeah, April was my first boy girl. So I just decided to get like into more than just solo work. But now I'm actually bringing it back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so what's how do I phrase this question? What what's better to be part of the mainstream or get that little mainstream rub and then go off and do your own thing?
I mean, I'm figuring it out right now, but like I met somebody and they also do the same thing. So I what I realized is that for myself is that yeah, I could go around the same and do the same thing that all these other like everybody else does and like sleep with like, the big named creators and all that kind of stuff. But the reality is that like that doesn't do anything but bring me internet clout. Like
Hmm.
the only time that I've realized that I actually get my own fans, like, like people can follow me, but the only time that I'm getting people and like where I'm my like best numbers that I'm doing on OnlyFans is when I'm promoting myself. Like when I'm taking the time to do that, when I'm streaming, when I'm doing other stuff where people can see me and see my personality and they're like, okay, I fuck with her and they subscribe
Right.
to my stuff. So I got really lucky. Like I mean, I literally like I met a man in this industry and he's like the best thing that's ever happened. Like I'm like,
Oh, that's
bruh,
beautiful.
like the best man ever. Like it's crazy as shit. Like it's crazy. But he's everything that I ever wanted in a man.
Oh,
And I'm like, okay, I'm like, none of my fans care who it is. They just want to see it happening with me.
right.
So I'm like, as long as I focus on myself and like building my brand more, because every time I go out of town too to shoot, I end up losing like a few days of my life, you know, like, and I
Hmm.
stop streaming, I stop what I'm doing, and my numbers go down. So it like affects all that. So it's
Yeah.
really not, at the end of the day, it's not worth it. It's, you get clout from it. And maybe if I was like, you know, with an agency, it'd be a little bit different because they're going to have me send me out everywhere. But still, that's still just, well, no, same thing. You're making money for them.
Right.
Um, if Jordan, the guy that I'm dating, he like, you know, he was like, he showed me the stuff from when I was younger, and it's like they're making a shit ton of money. They've been eating off me,
Right. They have.
and
Yes.
I got paid a measly $1,000. And that's the thing. It's like I'm getting clout from these people, but I'm getting paid, and it's like they're gonna be the ones in 10 years. It's gonna be the same thing as it was with Bang Bros now, and it's like they're gonna eat off of me, and that's great. I mean, I appreciate the exposure that I've gotten, and that's
Hmm.
awesome. But now I want to focus on building my own stuff because the reality is that you just have to keep putting yourself out there and you'll make money.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to do mainstream. Mainstream gives you clout, but that's really about it and you'll make the quick money, but you're not going to be able to do much with that later on if you're not focusing on your own brand.
So it's kind of like the music industry, right? Like if you can sign to a big label and they'll put a lot of money behind your project, but you might not own your masters. But if you go independent, you
Mm-hmm.
own your masters, which means that you keep making money off of every time your song gets played. So basically, you saying going independent is working out well for you because you're a hustler, going all the way back to when you were working two jobs in high school. You're a hustler. So you're saying, no, I don't need your clout. What I want is them dollars, and I can get the dollars by myself.
Yes, I mean I'm figuring that out. Obviously, it's all like this is all brand new, so it's like I'm figuring it out. But I'm like I think that this is what's going to work better for me. Plus, it's just like again going like it's just a lot of work. Like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of wear and tear on your body and mentally too. It's I mean it's fun, but it's like why not just travel with this man that I'm like you know
Hmm.
head over heels with, do our own thing, and like and then I'm home. I'm building my brand with my solo stuff like again because it's the people are always new, they're always coming like so
Hmm.
it's I mean it's the internet, it's there's so many people like
Yes.
literally the people that were subscribed to me a year ago there's probably like two that are still subscribed, and that's just the reality of it. So I can continue reinventing myself, changing stuff, and a lot of the content that I already have I can keep using it as long as I'm managing myself correctly and I'm working on my safe for work stuff. So I thought like I kind of fell back from my safe for work stuff and focused on the other stuff, and it's like I realized that was the error in my way. Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
You're not going to know until you try. And I'm like, okay, no,
Yeah.
I need to focus on me, myself, my brand, this personal training stuff that I want to do. Like, I need to focus on what I want to do and not other people.
There you go. I love that. Now tell me about how this relationship works. Do you are so you're filming scenes and you said that nobody really cares about who you're doing it with. They just want to see you do it. So I assume that you guys are only filming scenes together.
Well, I mean, it didn't start like that. But it's just like as time and like both, like just like in realization, like I was like, why am I doing this? I'm like, I don't need to do all this different stuff. Like, you know,
Hmm.
like I rather just go spend a weekend, do what we need to do. And I mean, and the thing is, like, he has his own like company that he's working on too, like in his own stuff. So it's like it works out. He's got his own brand that he's building, like his Scumbag University, and you know they're doing like a sorority house for like an all women event and stuff like that. So it's like I get to like work with him and we can work on our own projects, make our own stuff. Like we have this dope ass collab coming up with two other like content creators in a few weeks that like we're doing, and it's for Halloween, and we have like a few things, and it's like we're literally we have like you know a filmographer, like somebody or videographer coming. I don't say filmographer, I'm an idiot, but yeah, a videographer coming, like all that kind of stuff, and we're gonna make our own video, and it's gonna be dope as shit. So it's like why? not just do it yourself. Like you
Yeah.
can do it correctly, you can bank, you can make like a killing, and it's not even that. Like that gives you like into like the doors to get the awards, to do all that kind of stuff. Like how the world is in the internet now, like all of us, we can be our own boss in a lot of
Yeah, that's true.
businesses. So just have to promote yourself correctly. That's the reality of it. Just promote yourself correctly and do cool shit. Like
I'm going to give you a new side hustle that you might not even realize that you could do. You could be somebody that helps other people like you promote their businesses, because not a lot of people know how to promote and market. Obviously, you have a knack for it.
I mean,
Not a lot of
I'm
people
still
know how to
learning.
do it, but you have the thirst to learn how to do it. Well, some people, there's a difference between entrepreneurs and workers. Entrepreneurs will go and learn the necessary skills to be able to do it on their own. Workers either don't have that initiative or don't have the work ethic, and they'll just take the give me this $1,000 for this scene and I'm cool because I don't want to have to worry about promoting and marketing and doing this other stuff. So that's another lane somewhere down the line when you've really gotten a handle on it, that you feel confident about, that you can sell your services to other content creators to help them promote their business. Just a little something that I'm
I
throwing
thought
out there.
about that later on, but I have to. There's this goal that I have to reach.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this it's not like what I'm doing is easy. Like I have lost pages. I have literally had my feet cut from under me, and I don't even know why. Like this, safe for work is
With Instagram or TikTok or on
yes, like
X
yeah,
or
exactly. Like those like Instagram hates me with a passion. Like as soon as I get right, I don't understand because like my stuff is like not bad at all compared to 99% of people. Like there is whole titties, vaginas, everything. I'm like, I don't do that.
Yeah, no, I've seen it on Instagram on my Explorer page. I'm like, when did they start allowing like see through where I can actually see the color of the nipple? Like I can see it. I see it right
No,
there. It's
it's
brown.
bullshit. It's bullshit. Like the thing is that you can get away with stuff, but you don't if somebody's reporting you. Like,
So you have a hater out there.
oh, I definitely have a hater out there.
It
Like,
might be your ex-boyfriend.
who the hell knows?
It sounds like your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put that out there. He sounds like a hater. Um, okay. I've taken up so much of your time,
Oh,
and
you're
I
fine.
know y'all don't understand. I've been so excited. This is the woman that got me to do this podcast. That's the reason why I don't think you realize the influence that you can have on people. It was a simple conversation that we had. I would love to interview you because you have a very interesting story. Okay, cool. I'm down. And I was like, oh, I don't have a podcast. I need to start one. And then I went out and started it. And this is the reason why. All
That's
right. So I'm
awesome.
really
Then
excited. I'm really excited
you
that
chased it.
you're on here. Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing okay. This will be, I don't know if I'm going to post this as the 75th or 76th episode. But it'll be one of the two. We'll be at 100 before the end of the year, and that's not including our Patreon. So thank you
You're
for
welcome.
putting that battery
That's,
in my back.
that's awesome. Just, I mean, you got to chase your dreams. I think that's the whole point of it. Of life is like figuring out what works for us, and if we fall down, try again, try something different. It doesn't really matter. Just do something, have a passion for it, and do it.
And you know what I tell people? Don't worry about money. Don't chase money. Chase the thing that you're passionate about. The money will come if you're passionate about it. If you're chasing money, eventually you'll lose the money, but you'll never lose passion
That's very
for what it is that you're chasing. So you're chasing. This is your passion. I, and and I'm trying to figure out what your actual passion is. I think your passion is, and I might be putting words in your mouth, to live the life you want to live without having to answer to anybody.
yes. I don't believe that any of us are meant to answer to anybody, honestly. And it's just, I think that the humans are supposed to work together. Like, I think, like, that's a whole different subject. But so, like,
Yeah.
now I just don't want to, I don't want to hurt myself anymore. Like, that's the reality of it. I don't want to clock in and just do stuff for other people to make money. And it's not even that, it's the fact that these people do not give a shit about you. Like,
Yeah.
you could be dying, and guess what? They're going to replace you the next day. And that's just the
Mm.
reality of it. So I'm using sex work as a way to get the life that I want without having to be a slave on someone else's clock.
There you go. So based on all of your experiences going back from when you were 18 to now, the current state, what advice would you give to individuals considering entering or exiting the sex work industry?
Um, mm, there's so much.
I know
If
I
you're
just threw a
entering
doozy
it,
at you.
I honestly believe that entering this, you really need to think about it. You need to figure out what works for you. You don't need to have any kind of toxic relationship or anything like that going on. Like, you need to do this because you want to do this.
Hmm.
Like, that this is something that you want to do. You enjoy pleasing yourself. You want to, like, whatever it is, like, but you do it for you. Like you said, chasing the money. Don't do it for the money because you're not going to get money right away, probably. And if you
Hmm.
do, you have to be careful what you're doing to get money right away, unless you get the chance of
Mm.
like going viral suddenly and blah blah blah. But like, if you're gonna do like, like porn, dancing, all that kind of stuff, dancing is instant gratification 90% of the time.
Mhm. Okay.
But the adult industry is just like, you just think about it before you do it, because you can lose yourself in it. And
Mm.
I was able to go back into it smarter,
Right.
and that
Okay.
I'm very very lucky for. And also get a good support system if you can. um, be open with your family.
Huh. Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Wow. I didn't even ask that question. When you first started doing sex work, or when you first told your family, how did they take it?
Oh, the first time around, I wasn't I wasn't mentally there. Like I said, like I was young and I rather
Hmm.
party and stuff like that. So they hated it.
Hmm.
Um, but now they're very supportive because they know my mind frame. They know what I'm trying to do. Um, so yeah, they're very supportive, which is great. And me and my mom, I mean, everything that I'm doing, the ultimate goal is that we're gonna open up an animal rescue. So like,
Oh.
that's yeah, I mean, there's a reason I'm doing everything I'm doing too. It's like we lost a lot of stuff through Celsius and Voyager with Bitcoin. So like, I'm just trying to help my mom again. And so like, and I
Hmm.
mean, and she's aware now. I told her what I'm doing, and she's fine with it because I'm at home most of the time. I'm calling my own shots. I'm able to fix my body. I'm able to spend holidays, spend time with them. Like,
Mm.
I go and I cook for my grand, like, or go cook with my grandma and my mom and do all that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, I'm with my family a lot. I spend a lot of time with them now.
That's
And
good.
I'm able to do that because of this, because I was able to be like, screw everybody else. I'm going to do what I want to do and work for myself.
There you go. What about for those people um, that are in the place that you were when you first got started?
uh,
What advice would you give to them if you're not? You said you weren't mentally or emotionally prepared for that life. Am I putting words in your mouth, or is
No,
that
no. I mean, that I was
paraphrasing?
young, so it's like, for that. I mean, honestly, if I could make a law, it would be like, like that no one under like 25 should get into this kind of stuff. Like, even strip clubs or whatever. Like, it's just, there's a, like, it's mentality. Like, your brain isn't fully formed until you're 25
Yes.
anyways. So like,
Yeah.
really, you're a kid. You're just you're a kid, and you don't know anything, and you think you know shit, but you really don't know anything. And
Right.
it's all trial and error. So there's, I mean, I could say so much stuff, but it's just really like, hopefully have a support system. Be careful.
Hmm.
Don't drink. Do not drink. Don't do drugs. Don't, like, it's your job. Don't treat it as a club or partying or as fun, because it's your job. And that's the mentality that I didn't have when I was younger. So it's
Hmm.
like, you have to realize that it is your job.
All right, Marilyn, I'm gonna get you out on this. Promote everything that you want to promote right now.
All right. So my Twitter is where you will find all of my links. And so that is at Notmonroe, Notmonroe 2_O. And from there, it'll take you to the spicy ones. I don't know if we can promote those on here. Uh,
Yeah, you can promote all your stuff.
Okay,
We
well, all of the
promoting.
spicy links, my Streammates, my Chatterbait, Cam Soda, and my OnlyFans, it's all the same, Not Monroe. So Notmonroe. TikTok, you can put in Not Monroe. I get chopped off all the time and come back with new heads. But Not Monroe is what they're all underneath. So like, there's like 8 of them now that are mine. My top one, I mean, I've lost 2 big accounts on there, like 2 like decently big ones, and
Mm.
I'm, you have to build again and have 1,000 subscribers, or yeah, follow. But yeah, so Not Monroe, and Instagram Not Monroe 2.0.
Okay. I highly recommending if you're not into sex work, That's okay. I highly recommend finding the Instagram and the TikTok because I'm telling you, she has personality. You're going to laugh. You're going to see parts of her life. She's got a very interesting daily structure
Thank
outside of the sex work. You
you.
are an interesting person. So follow her. Um, I want to thank you once again for coming on. I appreciate your time. Like I said, this has been a year in the
Of
making
course, and thank you for
and
having
it
me. And
was
I am
worth the
so
wait.
proud
So
of
I
you
really
for
appreciate it.
chasing your dreams and doing it and making it this far. Like, that's pretty dope.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No, it's
Every now and then, it's nice to hear something like that. I appreciate that.
I said it's
And
awesome.
ladies and
Just, I mean,
gentlemen,
for anybody watching, do
excuse me,
what
what'd you
you
say?
want to do. Like, we only have one life. Just remember that we have one life, so live it. Like, it's that simple.
I don't know what to say. Thank you. I don't think it's enough to Marilyn for giving me this interview. I've interviewed a lot of people, but like I said, she's the one that put that battery in my back to get me to start this. It meant the world to me for her to come on and do this interview. And the time that she gave me to be able to get the two parts out of this interview because she gave me so much of her time. I really, really do appreciate it. I appreciate all my guests that have come on. But like I said, Marilyn will hold a special place in my heart. And just to hear her life and the fascinating tales of how she grew up, how she entered the sex work industry, how she exited everything in between, re-entering the sex work industry now and taking control of it and making it hers and being a true entrepreneur. Like I said, all of her information is in the descriptions and the YouTube page and on all of our audio podcasts. Go follow her on Instagram. Go follow her on TikTok. Go follow her. She is a very interesting person, great personality. You're going to laugh. You're going to enjoy everything that you see. Once again, Marilyn, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will always promote our website. Going on www.unsolicitedperspectives.com. You can get all of our video and audio of everything that we're doing. You'll also see links to our Patreon page at patreon.com/unsolicited perspectives. I cannot stress enough. If you guys love the sibling happy hour, you're going to love After Hours Uncensored. It is dilly daddling at its finest between me and my sister and talking straight ish, where I tell more personal stories and little stuff that I don't want the masses to know. In our merch page, we got a couple of t-shirts up there. Like I said, as I have more time, I'm going to build more stuff out. Go ahead, jump on the t-shirts. And don't forget, if you drink Liquid IV, use Unsolicited in your promo code to save 20%. That helps us out and it helps you out. But as always, I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. And until next time, I'll holla. Thank you for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, and donate. Donations help us keep giving you this free content each and every week. Until next time, Audi 5000. Peace. Freedom over fame.